I'm going to give you my recommendations on how to load out your Anvil Hawk, and we're starting right now.
Anvil Aerospace, all systems online.
Special thanks to all the support from patrons and channel members. It takes a while to make one of these, and your support is appreciated. Welcome to a Star Citizen's Loadout Guide. What's up, citizens? This is SubliminaL here, and in this guide, we will discuss my recommendations for both weapons and components for your Anvil Hawk. Our primary build is multi-purpose. We'll also cover PvE, PvP, and stealth options. My full review of the Hawk will be coming soon, so make sure you're subscribed and have the bell clicked. I'm live right now. Head over to Twitch and hang out and give me your thoughts on the Anvil Hawk and my loadout. Enough with the formalities, let's get to it. The Anvil U9C Hawk is a civilian light fighter with an emphasis on weaponry and bounty hunting. It boasts an impressive arsenal of lethal and non-lethal weapons. We're going to take that non-lethal shit off. The best use for the Hawk in the game's current state is as a PvE or PvP bounty hunting ship, and today we're going to load it out to excel at a multi-purpose role. Despite having so many guns, I was able to compile a power and cooling efficient stealth build, although you won't be able to use your EMP while firing. We'll cover that after the primary build. Let's take a look at its components. We'll start with the power plant, the component that gives all the other components power. The standard power plant on the Hawk is the Size 1 Grade 3 military class Regulus with over 2100 max power draw per second and a 13.75 second draw request time. This stock power plant will not be able to handle the full energy build, so we'll be adding a trusty JS300. Its Grade 1 military class has almost 3700 max power generation per second and a 10-second draw request time. This will add over 1500 max power draw and reduce the time it takes to reach that max power draw by almost 4 seconds. One important thing to note is that if you plan on overclocking anything, you likely need to upgrade to a Breton, as even the JS300 is barely enough for the Hawk. For more insight on power plants, check out my power plant guide. The JS300 will set you back around 20,000 Alpha UEC and can be found at these locations. Let's discuss its coolers. These are used to cool our components. The standard coolers on the Hawk are the Size 1 Grade 3 military class bracer coolers with a max cooling rate of 260 kilos per second and a draw request time of 12.5 seconds. These coolers have more than enough cooling capacity but have a long request time. You can certainly keep these if you are low on Alpha UEC, they're good enough. If you want to have the best EMP recovery time, I recommend Zero Rushes. They are Grade 2 competition class with a cooling rate of 230 kilos per second and a draw request time of 3 seconds. These offer less capacity, but you can get to that full capacity in just 3 seconds. To find out why upgrading these is solely for EMP recovery, or for an explanation on how kilo per second is not a unit of measurement, check out my coolers guide. One Zero Rush will set you back over 16,000 Alpha UEC and can be found at these locations. Before we get to shields, make sure you check out my link to this specific loadout at Urkel.games via the link in the description. It even tells you the prices and locations on where to find these items in the verse. And remember to head over to the channel Discord to see my updated loadouts. We have a community there of over 1,400 citizens who like to discuss ships, loadouts, components, weapons, and more. Click the link in the description. Now for the shield generator that protects our ship and these components. The Hawk stock shield generators are the Size 1 Grade 3 military class all-stop shield generators with an HP pool of 5400, a 270 HP per second regen rate. They block a minimum of 50% ballistic fire, has a 5.25 second damage delay, a 7.5 down delay, and a 12-second draw request time. For the Hawk, I've decided to use a split combination. An FR66 is a great all-around choice. An FR66 is Grade 1 military class with an HP pool of over 6,000, a 306 HP per second regen rate, blocks a minimum of 50% ballistic fire, has a 3.85 second damage delay, a 5.5 second down delay, and a 10-second draw request time. And for its excellent regen rate, I'll pair it with a Mirage. A Mirage is Grade 1 stealth class with an HP pool of just over 3,000, a 442 HP per second regen rate. It blocks a minimum of 50% ballistic fire, has a 2.14 second damage delay, a 14-second down delay, and a 3-second draw request time. The Hawk is one of few ships nimble enough to benefit from this combo and is designed for you to be able to hit, recover reasonably quickly, and hit again. The shields in Star Citizen have a lot of depth. I'd use a Guardian and Mirage for PvP specifically, and in some PvE situations where you need a large shield pool, dual FR66s would be great, but you may need to upgrade the power plant to a Breton. One FR66 and Mirage will set you back over 47,000 Alpha UEC and can be found at these locations. And lastly, the Quantum Drive that will help you get to the stores to sell these components faster. The standard QT drive on the Hawk is the size 1 grade 3 civilian class Rush with 159 megameter per second quantum speed, a 10.7 per megameter fuel requirement, a 5.5 second spool up, and a 12-second cool down time. This drive isn't terrible, but it can't make a trip from one end of the system to the other. I recommend using the Atlas. The Atlas is grade 1, civilian class, has 152 megameter per second quantum speed, a 7.5 per megameter fuel requirement, a 5.1 second spool up, and an 8.7 second cool down time. This drive is one of the fastest drives that can make the trip from one end of the system to the other. The Atlas will run you around 18,000 Alpha UEC and can be found at these locations. I'm excited to announce a new art series, Vessels of the Verse. This will be the first of many designs that will be released alongside buyer's guides and loadout guides. They will be available on Displayed in 48 hours, on the merch store in 24 hours. Desktop wallpapers are available right now to Twitch subs, patrons, and YouTube channel members, and mobile wallpapers are available for free via a link in the description. Now, let's talk about the stock weapons and my recommendations. Underneath, the Hawk is equipped with 2 fixed size 1 weapon hardpoints under the nose, and it has a size 1 Sucker Punch distortion cannon mounted. One Sucker Punch does 331 alpha damage times 93 RPM for a total of 513 DPS and a short 1300 meter range. Since disabling a ship and taking a warm bounty isn't yet possible, I'll set these aside. The Hawk is certainly nimble enough for fixed, and since it's quick, let's add NDB-26 neutron repeaters. One NDB-26 has 79 alpha damage times 180 RPM for a total of 236 DPS and a 1300 meter range. These have a short range, however the Hawk is capable of getting in there and avoiding fire. One NDB-26 will run you around 4,400 Alpha UEC each and can be found at these locations. Above and below each wing, it is equipped with 4 size 2 weapon hardpoints. Each has a fixed size 2 M4A laser autocannon. One M4A does 183 alpha damage times 75 RPM for a total of 529 DPS and a 2000 meter range. These actually aren't terrible, but we're going with an up close and personal theme. I'll be adding the size 3 neutron repeaters. One NDB-28 does 126 alpha damage times 170 RPM for a total of 356 DPS and a 1300 meter range as well. These are great for PvE due to infinite ammo and not bad for PvP as well. But if you're looking to specifically PvP, I'd recommend using GT series Gatlings all around. These will penetrate through shields much better than energy weapons, and ammo shouldn't be a concern if you're PvPing, as you will probably need to repair after a fight anyway. Some other great weapons are my usual CF series for PvE, and if you plan on fighting larger ships using ballistic scatter guns, are a lot of fun. If you don't have around 156,000 Alpha UEC for the full primary build, I would buy them in the following order. The most important things here are the weapons, but you can't upgrade those without enough power. Let's talk about stealth. Going stealth in the Hawk is problematic, simply because having so many weapons and an EMP requires so much power and emits so much energy. Picking components is pretty easy. I'll strap on the stealth grade slipstream power plant, drop in a couple of stealth grade 1 Mirage shield generators. These have great regen rate but terrible shield pool. Throw in some zero rushes, not going stealth here, instead focusing on EMP recover time, and lastly I'll use the same Atlas Quantum Drive. That was all pretty straightforward. Now for the weapons. I've decided on Tarantula ballistic cannons all around. I honestly don't have much of a choice here, as a full Gatling loadout will be more than a stealth power plant can handle. Let's take a look at some stealth stats. Your resting IR in the Hawk is around 6,000, with the same build running similar emitting scatterguns instead. So depending on your opposition's radar, your detection range is between 3,000 and 4,500 meters if you're not using afterburner or charging your EMP. You are free to fly around at any speed while firing without raising your IR significantly. But if you use your afterburner, that goes right out of the window. This includes space break. With a weapon range of around 2,300, you certainly won't be sneaking up on anyone. And considering the Hawk is a glass cannon, this will be my least used build. Those are my loadout recommendations. Let me hear yours down in the comments. My full review of the Anvil Hawk will be coming shortly, so make sure you're subscribed and have the bell clicked. Don't forget, I'm live on Twitch right now. Right now. Come and hang out. If you enjoy my channel, there are 6 ways to support it. Number 1, you can smash that like button. Number 2, you can share this content with someone who may enjoy it. Number 3, you can check out my Locations of Stanton collection over at Displayed and in the merch store. Number 4, you can follow me on Twitch. I go live after almost every YouTube release. Twitch Prime sub helps support the channel. Number 5, you can subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking the circle here. And number 6, if you're feeling generous, consider becoming a channel member or even better, a patron. Some pledge perks can be seen here, including desktop versions of my Locations of Stanton collection available to all patrons and channel members. If not, just sticking around until the end is greatly appreciated. Until next time, citizens, I'll see you in the verse.